Alright, you see this light on my hard drive here. This is the hard drive light. It is solid. Now you take a look here. Here is the graph for live resource monitoring of my hard disk. It's currently frozen, but you can see spike, 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 spike. Yet despite the spikes, the light remains constant on the hard drive. This is a sign that the criminals, right now, what they've done is they've created bad sectors on the drive, and now they're just having the drive here read the bad sectors repeatedly, over and 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 over. So the hard drive is so busy that it never gets a chance for my installation here of Adobe Flash Player to finish. It's literally stuck. What they've used is a low-level kernel driver. This kernel driver is hooked the AT API module. The AT API module is the low-level module responsible for sending signals to the hard disk, telling it to read or write. So since they've hooked it, they can have it read or write wherever they'd like. You can see they're still doing it. The criminals are not giving up. They've been threatening all day. They've even had mafia at the hotel I'm staying at, outside my room, making the same repeated threats of how they have to destroy my hard drive or kill my hard drive or do whatever they can. So you can see they're desperate. This is a sign of desperate criminals right here. These criminals were classmates of mine from university school in Hunting Valley, Ohio. Now, is it only people from university school? No, I'm sure there's others involved. This is a large network of people, all criminals. They've infiltrated the entire United States government. Here you go. Process Explorer is not a valid application. So it couldn't even load a process monitoring program because the bad sectors are so overwhelming the system that nothing else is being considered for load here. I'll try it again. But it's interesting to watch the criminals do this after they threaten to do this. And they've been creating tunnel adapters on my computer. It's another sign of their it's a boot hack. They've actually hacked the operating system, so when you boot, the hack is already loaded and completely embedded in the system to the point that you can't find it. Anything you do to find it, it already has code to hide itself, so that your system looks literally authentic. Now offline you can find it, but even then they've hidden it so cleverly and well that it would take massive research effort. So you can see here, we're still stuck. I mean, the computer that I'm surprised it hasn't blue screen. It seems like this is going to cause a blue screen. Record this until the blue screen occurs, but this is pretty much a blue screen of death situation. You're seeing here that the resource monitor is completely hung, which is extremely unusual. Even when the hard disk activity is like this, the resource monitor won't hang. This implies that the page file is being chewed up for all the processes on the machine. So it's literally just a wait period. You could tell the criminals have been angry and threatening to mess my hard drive up all day. I disabled the internet before, and by disabling the internet here, the wireless internet, immediately my computer went back to working condition. It went back to normal. There were no problems with my computer. So you can see what these criminals do. This is exactly it. As soon as if I disconnected the internet right now, which I will try to do here. Actually, if I use the laptop function, you can see laptop function is not have anything to do with it. It doesn't hang. It cannot hang. So now you can see the internet is down. It went off from having a signal. Now, eventually, it's possible that the computer should recover from this. It's possible it's already, they've put it in a loop. Ultimately, that driver's sitting in a loop right now, rereading the same bad sectors in the page file that they've created so that it can never get out. I'm still seeing absolutely no activity here. Here we go. Resource monitor. The resource monitor actually terminated from a bad memory reference because of an I/O error. They made the I/O so bad on the resource monitor due to the bad sectors, probably I'm not sure exactly why the resource monitor needs I/O, maybe page file or something else, but it actually caused the program to crash, which is probably extremely unusual for a resource monitoring program. Oh, yeah, here we are again. I can't even move the mouse. Oh, it looks like we're okay a little bit. Try to load up Task Manager. But now they don't have control over whatever hack they've done is now in automatic mode, whatever mode they've put it in. So you can see the hard drive is still stuck in a loop here. And it's possibly completely hosed. There's possibly nothing I can do. Because when they set these things in motion, they just issue a handful of commands. So whatever it's doing right now, it's already been issued the commands. And just by disconnecting the internet isn't going to stop the pre-issued commands from executing. So there's nothing I can do. Now, after, of course, this will effectively recover my laptop eventually, but it may require a full reboot. You can see they've put it in a loop so that the page file keeps being read repetitively. This is exactly what the CIA criminals do. It should be pointed out that it's not necessarily purely CIA. These are former CIA programs, so there's a strong link between the people in the CIA and these programs. Too strong a link to even consider denying. Most of them are carrying security clearances or other things. However, it's kind of a elite group that exists outside of the official government. None of this is really in the government. This is all be considered black ops. The government has none of these programs. These programs are all run by private, elite, wealthy individuals. So this type of harassment and persecution, this is criminals. 4 lights. See, they've really put my hard drive in a loop here. There's nothing I can do to get my computer back now. Minimum, I'm going to have to reboot it. And then probably spend several hours fixing the bad sectors that they create. This is an exact sign of, what the CIA and these other kind of corrupt intelligence agencies would do, too. So, my suspicion is that these are CIA agents. However, I'm sure what they're doing is not authorized by the CIA. However, it seems like the director and so many people in the CIA now are under control of these private shadow organizations that you might as well just say it's the CIA, Otherwise you have to use a long umbrella term to describe what's going on and describe who's behind it. Now here's Task Manager, has shown up. You can see my CPU usage is low. It's almost no CPU, it's just reading the hard drive over and over. So now if we check out the performance monitor, load up the resource monitor, and if I'm lucky, the resource monitor will come up here. See, it took a while for the red X to come up. The red X has come up. The wireless network is completely down now. But often it doesn't matter. They're generally very predictive. So when they decide to do something like a hard drive operation like this, they've already set the exact commands that they want in sequence. There's little I can do. They usually when they set these commands in sequence, they set what they want to do, and they set some future sequence as well. It's a big effort by them to keep their hacks open. Here's Process Explorer finally coming up. So, yeah, this is a criminal network too that's based on mostly sexual perversions. Is their way of building trust and keeping their secrets and all this type of stuff. So this is a sex perversion cult. Trying to get me off my computer, trying to get me to stop exposing their secrets, trying to stop me from being productive and making any sort of money. This is all just a big dirty game for these thugs. So looks like I'm gonna have to restart and simply go with the recover the bad sector option, which is what they're doing. This is their idea of handling an asset, so to speak. So, which is basically just being a bunch of criminal idiots. So, doing the same old repetitive thing. They've done this dozens of times now. They did it before, and then when I was in Indonesia for several months, they stopped. I was on a different internet connection. See, here's the part of the key is I'm staying at a hotel, and this hotel is just a big CIA front operation at this point. It's dirty. All the people here are involved, pretty much. There's not a single person that I have, within 100 meters of me who's not directly involved with the CIA or these criminals or the mafia or whatever. So, since I'm surrounded by all these criminals right now at my hotel, clearly the internet at the hotel is effectively hacked, deliberately sabotaged. They have complete access. They probably have an agent at the hotel with their computer, and their computer's hooked up to a satellite so that the CIA can control my computer through the local network here by issuing commands to the virus on my computer. And so that's one of the important things to note is that they're using the BootP DHCP protocol, which is very tricky. It means they're doing ARP spoofing, means they have to be on a local network with you. So this means that there's the blue screen. Okay, perfect. I've been waiting for it. And they couldn't stop it because they had already set this into motion. So you can see it's creating a crash dump right now. But the blue screen has occurred. Now this crash dump's interesting because it may actually have the evidence of the hooking of the ATA-API driver and any other manipulation may be stuck in it. So if it's not somehow sabotaged or hacked out of it. So okay, that basically gives the right idea. I just wanted to make a nice video showing exactly how the CIA criminals are doing things against my computer. And yeah, as I mentioned, if I had internet at a source that was not this hotel, which has a local area network with people hacking my computer on it, or for example in Indonesia when I was using the wireless internet through USB modem, I didn't have a single blue screen or bad sector for a long time. But prior to that, I was at the same hotel before in Malaysia, and I had exactly this same problem. So this problem is a function of staying at this hotel due to the local area network having some malicious computer on it that's faking the DHCP server, or they actually have control over the DHCP server. In one way or another, they're sending commands to a virus on my computer to do exactly this, cause excessive reads on bad clusters that they first created. Okay, I'm going to sign out now.